Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the last book haul of the year. I know I said in my last book haul that I was gonna have 2 more book hauls before the year is over, but I didn't take into account the Barnes & Noble 50% off sale. Unfortunately, that took up all my money to go used book shopping, so I'm gonna leave that for later on next year. I mean, it still will be happening, but this is gonna be the last book haul for 2021. I'm gonna show you my Christmas gifts, and I'm going to show you some books I bought myself and also my haul for the 50% off Barnes & Noble sale. So let's just jump in. First off, I want to show you the books that my husband got me, or actually he didn't get me like books, but he got me an Amazon Kindle. This was on my wish list, but I'm going to tell you something. I didn't know I was going to love this little device as much as I love it. If you ever needed a sign to buy a Kindle Paperwhite, this is your sign, because I am obsessed with this thing. And again, I didn't think I was gonna be that obsessed. I mean, this is like, in my opinion and from what I expected, this is like really small, tiny, it's super lightweight, and it is amazing to read off of. And I did not expect to be this obsessed with this. If you've been eyeing a Kindle Paperwhite and just wondering if you should or you shouldn't, I think you should, because this little thing is amazing. And you guys know it's really hard for me to read ebooks. I've already read my first book on there. And then he also got me this Stephen King little short fiction collection, which has The Mist, Apt Pupil, The Body, and The Sundog. We actually got this when I went to Books A Million and was looking for my daughter's Christmas gift, and he saw this and he asked me, he goes, hey, is this something that you want? And I'm like, yes, because I know that I wanted The Body and The Mist in my collection separately, apart from The Body is part of different seasons. And I did know that I want them separately. And then this one also has Apt Pupil and The Sundog, and I've never read those. So I'm so excited to have this little collection. But this was expensive for what it was. I was like, oh my gosh, do I really need that? But yeah, I'm so happy to have this. So thanks to my hubby. And then in that same Books A Million trip, I was looking through the horror section, as one usually does, and I saw this Ronald Malfi book that I had never seen before, Little Girls, and I have been slowly making my way through Ronald Malfi's books this year. I started in January with Snow. It was the first book that I read for the year, and I have since read 3 of his books. This is going to be my 4th one, and I really, really love his work. So again, I had never heard of this one, and I'm like, hey, the cover was creepy and cool, so I went ahead and bought it. And that same night we went to Walmart to do some more Christmas shopping, or maybe I went to buy food. I forgot what we went to Walmart for. And I never go to the book section at Walmart or Target. Like whenever I go to those stores, I never think to go to the bookstore area or the book area, because I just feel like they never have like a wide selection, and every time I've gone in the past, I've just been disappointed by the selection, so I just stopped. But this time, I was looking around the store and my husband was somewhere, and I call him, I'm like, hey, where are you? And he's like,
I'm by the books, by the electronics books area.
So I went, and while I was waiting for him, I was like, what the hell, I'm just gonna look through, and I found 2 books that I had never heard of before, and one was completely a cover buy because I just had to. The first one that I'd never heard of before, it's a thriller from what I'm guessing. If you don't know my love for houses on the cover, I'm just instantly obsessed with a book that has a house on the cover. I don't know why, I just love them. This one had a house, and it's called The Cottage by Lisa Stone. It says, do you dare unlock the door? I mean, I loved the name. And again, the house on the cover, it says, an isolated cottage, a tap at the window, a forest that hides many secrets. So I was sold. And then the cover by was this book, Planet Barbarians by Ruby Dixon. It's a special edition. Look at that cover, how amazing it is. Like, I thought she was fabulous. And then I read the synopsis, and it says that this is a special print edition, and I was sold. I think it's like a romance between a human and an alien, which I've never read a romance with a human and an alien before, so this is gonna be my first one. It's just so pretty. So I did get some books for Christmas from some of my friends that I have made on Instagram, and they have just become like really close friends of mine, and these are people that I talk to almost every day, some of them every single day. We're gonna talk first about the books that Eleni sent me. You guys have heard me talk about Eleni forever. She's been in many of my book hauls because she is always enabling my book addiction, sending me bookish gifts or books as gifts, and she got 3 off of my wish list. I'm just gonna show you guys 2, and I know maybe I should have just said that she sent me 2 and kept the other one a secret, because I don't need people spreading hate in my comment section. But the first one from my wish list was Gilded Needles by Michael McDowell. I read The Elementals this year with Horror in 24 for one of the months. I forgot when it was, and I thought it was okay. I mean, I liked the writing and I liked the book itself, but it was like a 3-star book for me. But I saw my friend Johan share this on her Instagram a couple months back, and I just love the cover so much that I just added it to my wish list. I like what she said about the book too, how she reviewed the book. Right now I can't remember what the book is about, but look at that cover. So onto my wish list it went. And then you guys, my Brian Keene collection is growing, and I cannot wait to read more of his works in 2022. He's gonna be one of my main focuses on 2022, and I'm just so excited. I have 2 books in this haul by him, and first one is Dark Hollow, again, by Brian Keene. I mean, the cover, hello. Yeah, like I said, I'm just super excited to dive more into his work and really explore more of him, because up to now, I think I've only read 2 of his books. I know one for sure, which is The Conqueror Worms. It was a favorite of mine, but I think I have since read another one of his books and I can't remember. But either way, look at that. Thank you, Eleni, so much. Next, let's talk about what my friend Tali sent me. You guys have heard me talk about Tali a bunch of times. She is my Virgo sister. She is my buddy reading partner. We read a book a month. We buddy read a book a month at this point. It started like every couple months, and then somehow it's turned into multiple books a month. But somehow we end up just reading 1 a month, which is fine because we're like so drowned in our TBR. But she sent me 3 books as well. The first one being a Brian Keene one. She knows how much I love Brian Keene. I mean, my friends know how much I love Brian Keene, period. And it's Darkness on the Edge of Town. Look at this cover. It is sick, 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 sick. I love it so much. Another book she got me off my wish list is Akulina by Philip Francazi. I added this a little while ago because of the cover, and it just looks like it's based off of an island, and that skull there just like, I loved it. And I came upon this book because I was researching The Pale Sky, or The Light in the Pale Sky, or something like that. We got it in our Nightworms box, and it just got me into researching more from his work, and this book came out. It's a really little short book, and so I just added it to my wish list, and I'm so happy that I have it. And the last book she sent me, she sent it to me because she said, I saw how you had it as high priority, because we add books to our wish list all the time, and I feel like the books that we still want, that we put in our wish list 6 months ago, are so far behind that if somebody goes to buy something off your wish list, all those books are like overseen. And this is a book that I have been wanting forever and wanting really bad, so it's like the only one that had a priority note on it, and it was high priority. So she saw it, thankfully, because she's Virgo and she's observant to details. Thank you very much. And that is Plain Bad Heroines by Emily M. Danforth. I mean, this is a chunker of a book, but I've been dying to read it because I've heard great things about it, so I'm excited to dive in. And I just realized or read that this has illustrations, which I did not know. Does it? Oh my gosh, yes it does. This has illustrations, which is pretty cool. Eleni also sent me like this little cool horror characters bag, which I thought was so cool. It has like this little handle here, and it's all of this. There's Pinhead, there's It, there's the Scream guy, I don't know his name, there's Freddy, there's Frankenstein and Jason, and hello, I love this so much. My man, Michael Myers, is all the way up here. And then my friend Joyce sent me 2 books. She added Punk 57 to my collection. I've already read this book. Whenever I read a book off of Kindle Unlimited, which is very rare, that I end up loving, I end up putting it on my wish list because I like to add those books to my collection. And Penelope Douglas, the 2 books that I have read from her, super toxic. Super toxic. But Punk 57 and Credence are both on my wish list. And so Joyce added 1 to my collection, which I'm super happy about. I loved this one. This was my first Penelope Douglas, and I instantly fell in love. And then she also got me Friends Like These by Kimberly McCreight. I can't remember anything about this, but I believe somebody reviewed it on Bookstagram and I liked what they said about it, so I just added it to my wish list, as I tend to do all the time. So those were all the books that I got for Christmas. But like I said earlier, I did place an order on thriftbooks.com because I was looking for I always go on there looking for R.L. Stine books and for point horror books. That's where I get all of those books from. And I go every couple weeks on there just to see what they have. And I found 2 books. And then I was looking for another book that it's really hard to find, and instead I found another book by this author. So the first 2 books that I found were from R.L. Stine, and that's Silent Night 2. If you guys saw my Merry and Bright reading vlog, I did read Silent Night for that vlog, and I immediately went and ordered book 2, hoping that it would get here closer to Christmas. But it didn't. I got here like yesterday or the day before yesterday, which is fine. I still plan on reading it. But oh my gosh, I loved Silent Night so much that I needed this one. This series has 3 books in it, and the 3rd book was like $70. I'm like, yeah, no, it's not happening. So I just got book 2. And the next one that I got, I was super excited to find because it is The New Year's Party, also by R.L. Stine, and it's from the Super Chiller collection as well. And I'm super excited to read this on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. I might end up vlogging it, I don't know, but because I also want to read The Snowman, which I do own, and I might read Silent Night 2 as well because it's still the holiday season until New Year's Day, right? So why not? So maybe I'll do a reading vlog reading these 3 books. Then I also ordered Anne Rice's The Vampire Armand. I saw that they had like this collection which matches the other 2 books that I had, so I jumped on it and I was like crossing my fingers that it was actually this edition, because sometimes on thrift books they show you one edition and you end up getting something totally different, but it matches with my other ones. Thankfully I did get the right edition, so I'm excited to add this to my collection. I still have not finished book 1.
But whatever, it's okay.
I've heard about this next little novella a million times, and I have it saved on my phone actually because it's actually something that you can read free online. But I saw this, I think it was like a couple bucks, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna get it because I like physical things better. And it's Horace Walpole's The Castle of Otranto, The Castle of Otranto. And I've heard that this is really good. I don't know how I'm gonna get along with this book because it was written in the 1800s, and I am like I sometimes don't comprehend things like this, but I'm super intrigued by it, so I had to pick it up. And then I am trying to find Such Nice People by Sandra Scopatone because I recently heard Kelsey from Slime and Slashers. I believe, I think her booktube name is longer, but I will link her down below. She's amazing. Her booktube is like everything that my nostalgic heart can want. I love her personality and her attitude and her just everything about her. She makes me laugh so much. She was talking about Such Nice People and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I need this book. But that book is near impossible to find, and if you do find it, it's like $200+. I'm not gonna go spending $200+. But anyways, while searching for that book, I hope one day I get to have it in my possession and not have to pay like exorbitant amount of money for it. I found Everything You Have Is Mine by her as well. And so it's a PI, it's a lesbian PI who must track down a rapist who isn't as smart as he thinks. I've heard that she just writes amazing things. So I sort of like satisfied my itch for one book with this one. And hopefully I like this because I skimmed over the synopsis a little bit, but I liked what it said on the cover, so I ended up buying it. I hope I'm able to find such nice people one day because it sounds so good. And if I could find it as ebook form or anything, I would read that as an ebook, but you can't even find it on ebook form. It's out of print. It's been out of print forever. And I just want to read that book so bad. Then I was on Bookstagram a couple days ago or last week at some point, and I saw somebody post these editions of these books. These are classic books, and my mouth fell open because these books are so beautiful. And I ran to Amazon and bought 4 of them. There's like a collection of 12. I bought 4, the first one being Peter Pan. I mean, look at this edition. I also got Alice in Wonderland. I also got The Jungle Book. Oh my gosh, these are just so stunning. And then the next one that I got, I don't know why I got it. This is really outside of my comfort zone. I don't know why I got this one. I've heard great things about this book, but honestly, it's not a book that I have on my immediate TBR or on my non-immediate TBR. It's a book that I know of. It's a classic. Many people love it, but I don't know. I saw it in this edition and I'm like, you know, let's just add it to my collection because I am a book collector. I'm not only a book reader, but I am a book collector, as one can tell. But anyways, I just had to have this one, okay? Anne of Green Gables. Yes, surprise. Shocker of the day for you. I don't know, but this is just, the cover was so cute and I wanted another one and I was stuck in between the ones that I wanted to get. So this one made it onto my cart. Just the color schemes on these are just, I don't know if it was the gold font lettering or like just the neutral tones of them, but I wanted them and I got them. I love these so much. I keep looking at the viewfinder because when I do book hauls, I want to look at the book at the same time that you guys are seeing it, and I don't want to be like this, so I'm always looking at the viewfinder. And also because I need to make sure this is my first time filming like this in this setup. My husband got me an L-shaped desk for my book room. This is my first time filming here, so I have to keep making sure that I'm not blurry. But yeah, anyways, love these. And now on to the Barnes & Noble portion of this haul. I mean, the second I found out that they were having a 50% off sale, I ran. I looked at my husband and I was like,
you know that Barnes & Noble is having a 50% off sale off of hardcovers?
And I like emphasized hardcovers. So he's like, I'll take you. So let's look at the books that I got off of the sale. So the first one I got is actually a duplicate of one that I own already, but it is the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition of a book that I still have not read. But I know I'm gonna love it. So I got the Barnes & Noble one because it was initially the one that I wanted, but my friend ended up gifting it to me from Amazon, and I ended up getting the Amazon edition, which I was okay with. I'm like, okay, I don't need this book anymore. But being that this one was 50% off and it was the initial edition that I wanted, I bought it. And that is Empire of the Vampire by J. Kristoff. I mean, this is a brick of a book, but I really wanted this red edition. So now I have both of them and I am super happy. I also got one of the Book Annex books. They were also 50% off, so I ended up paying $5 for this one. I just loved the cover, and it's Grimm's Fairy Tales. I own like 3 other Grimm's Fairy Tale books, but I just loved this one so much. Like the artwork on the cover was just so cute, and I mean $5. I ended up getting Rick Riordan's Daughter of the Deep. This was a book that I was eyeing when I went to Walmart that night, but since I haven't been reading that much middle grade books, I decided to pass it over. But then I saw it on the sale and I was like, I was already looking at this one, and this is a Barnes & Noble exclusive, so I just went ahead and got it. This has been on my radar for a really long time, and I've always been intrigued by the synopsis. Basically, this is a teacher, and he has been struggling to write another book. And one day a student of his comes to him and with this whole idea for a book that he's writing. And okay, you know, the teacher was like encouraging him to go ahead and write it. But apparently this student dies and the teacher finds out about it, and he ends up taking his work for himself and publishing the book as his own, or something along those lines, which I found super intriguing. And so I ended up buying it. I almost left the plot behind because I was like, oh my gosh, how much money am I spending here? But it made it onto my bag anyways. This is a book that I was just really drawn to. I'd never heard anything about it. I think it's a thriller. I ended up reading the synopsis in store, but right now I can't remember what it was about, and you guys know I like that. It's Dark Things I Adore by Carrie Latari. I mean, the cover, do you guys see a pattern here with like neutral kinds of like browns and orange covers? But I mean, this title really stood out to me, Dark Things I Adore. And like I said, I've never seen anybody talk about it, so I'm intrigued by that one. I haven't read this series yet, but I own the first 2 books. And I'm hoping that 2022 is the year that I finally read the Witcher series by Andrzej Sapkowski. I got The Last Wish, the illustrated edition, because again, it was 50% off, and how could I not? I know that this is gonna be a series. I absolutely love. And this is the naked cover. Hello. People like to invent monsters and monstrosities. Then they seem less monstrous themselves. Wise words. So I am like super happy that I got this one. And then the last and final one is another series that I'm hoping to get to in 2022. 2022 is going to be the year that I read all the books I've been wanting to read for a while, and all the series that I wanted to read for a while, and all the series that I need to finish that I've started a couple years back.
So I'm really excited for 2022 and my reading.
But one of the series that I want to get to is actually a sci-fi series, and it is the Expanse series. And we start with Leviathan Wakes. Look at this edition, you guys. I found it like hiding on a shelf, and I am sorry to whoever hid this, but I'm really not sorry at the same time, because I was like, yes, I still don't own any of these books, but it is a series again that I wanted to read in 2022, so I knew I was going to be buying the series soon. And I know that this is not going to match any of the other books because this is a special edition. It's the 10th anniversary edition, but I'm okay with it because I'm hoping that they take out all the editions like this. I don't know if they have already. I really haven't researched into this. I just saw this at the store and was like attracted to it, so I ended up buying it. And again, it was 50% off, so I ended up paying 20 bucks for this one. This is originally $40. Could I have found it somewhere else cheaper? Maybe, I don't know. But again, I didn't know that there was even these special editions, so I just went ahead and bought it. So that's it, you guys. That is everything for this last book haul. Did you go to the Barnes & Noble 50% off sale? Let me know what you bought if you did go. And did you get any bookish Christmas gifts? Let me know what you got. Let's chat books in the comment section down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a fantastic New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.